In this video, I'm going to share with you why most relationships fail, and I'm going to give you a solution to having a successful and conscious relationship. I'm also going to show you how bad I am at art and why I failed art class. So here, we have a half a circle. Here, we have another half a circle. Now, when most people get into a relationship, they don't feel whole and complete, but they go through the honeymoon phase in the first few months and everything is really good and great because they're acting whole, they're acting complete. But then as somewhere along the line, they become codependent on this other person to make them feel whole and complete. And that stupid saying that says, I'm looking for my other half, well, here's what. When you look for your other half, you'll find your other half because we always find what we look for, right? So when you go into this cycle of codependency and you're really just mirroring each other's wounds back to each other, you create this trauma bond, right? The trauma bond that basically states, I need you to love me unconditionally. And while you're doing that, I really need you to not trigger my ego. So really you get into this relationship with another person who also isn't whole and complete, which they haven't realized the wholeness and completeness of their soul. And they say to each other at an unconscious level, don't trigger my ego, because if you trigger my ego, I'm going to bring up all my childhood wounding, the abandonment, the lack of trust, the insecurity, the shame, the guilt, the fear. And then I'm going to bring that into the relationship as well. And now we're going to stay in this relationship for a long period of time because we're so glued together that we can't leave. We can't make the decision to just end this unhealthy relationship. And rightfully so. I've been in many of these relationships, and I can tell you right now from personal experience, if you're in one of these relationships, you should really consider exiting. Because if you're in this type of trauma-bonded relationship, this ego relationship, is it really fulfilling your heart's truest and deepest desires? And that's where you get to ask yourself that question and be real with yourself, because you could just watch this video and keep scrolling right on through, or you could actually reflect upon it and do the inner work around it. Now, the solution to this whole equation is this. Let's get rid of the trauma bond and the ego dynamic of a relationship, and let's just come into a relationship whole and complete ourselves, and then we meet another person who's also whole and complete. Now, you guys meet each other at a whole and complete level, and you recognize the soul within one another, how complete your soul really is. So now you don't complete each other, but yet you just kind of connect at a level where you're in each other's lives, you appreciate each other, and you share life together, and you co-create a beautiful, magical experience while you're here. So when this happens, it feels like flow. It feels like alignment, because love is not something that you force. Love is not something that you try to bond together. If love isn't present, you cannot force it to be present, okay? So when you're whole and complete yourself and you've done the inner work and you get into a relationship, you will have another person that mirrors back the amazing qualities of yourself to you.